Ever feel that pull? Like there's a whole other story, your story, just waiting to be discovered. That's the magic of The Alchemist. And today, we're diving deep into it.
And it's more than just a good story, right? I mean,
Yeah.
The Alchemist has stuck with people for generations, and I think it's because it speaks to that yearning we all have, that desire for something more, that personal legend.
Yeah, it's not just some old legend, though. It's about finding your own purpose, your own reason for being here. So let's jump in. You're a shepherd, Santiago. Adventurous, restless. And you keep having this dream about treasure near the pyramids. What's your gut telling you?
It's that classic call to adventure, isn't it? That push to break free.
Yeah.
And what does Santiago do? He seeks out a mentor, this wise old king, Melchizedek. Now, Melchizedek throws in this whole idea of omens, not just random signs, but like the universe nudging you toward your destiny.
Okay, well, hold on. Let's unpack that a little because omens are a big deal in this story. Like, how do you know if it's just a coincidence or if it's the universe saying, hey, this is important?
Exactly. And that's where things get really interesting. It's not about, becoming superstitious. It's about being really tuned in. What if those gut feelings, those weird coincidences, are actually little clues leading you toward your own personal legend?
So Santiago has to learn to trust his gut, which leads him to a huge E decision, selling his sheep to chase this treasure dream. That's a serious leap of faith.
The ultimate leap of faith. And, it makes you think, what's that thing you've always dreamt of doing but haven't? What's that little voice inside saying, what if? Santiago's choice. It challenges us to confront what Coelho calls the world's greatest lie, that we don't have control over our own destinies.
Because we've all felt that fear, right? That maybe we're stuck, like we're just pawns in some big cosmic game. But Santiago's saying, nope, he's taking charge. He's off to Tangier, and, well, things don't exactly go according to plan.
Yeah, Tangier's a wake-up call, right? I mean, he gets robbed. Talk about a test of faith.
Totally. Be freaking out. But he has to adapt. He's got to learn a new language, literally, to get by in Tangier, but also, in a way, figuratively, like he has to learn the language of this new world, how to navigate it all.
It's like Coelho's saying that sometimes getting knocked off your feet is exactly what you need to discover new strengths. Santiago could have just given up, gone back home, but he doesn't. He gets a job at this crystal shop. And that's not just a random job. It's a whole lesson in resourcefulness.
He's learning about business, yeah.
Okay.
But it's also about taking initiative, right? About putting something out there, contributing to the world. He's not just surviving, he's building something.
And that's where I think that idea of the soul of the world comes in. Remember, that force connecting everything, guiding us towards our purpose? Santiago, by choosing to grow, by putting in the work at the crystal shop, he's tapping into that.
It's like he's becoming part of something bigger.
Right.
Okay, but we can't forget he's still on this treasure hunt, right?
Yeah.
And that's when he meets him, this mysterious alchemist.
The alchemist is like this embodiment of wisdom, right?
Mm-hmm.
Showing up exactly when Santiago's ready. And the way he teaches is fascinating. Not through lectures or books, but through experiences, through the desert itself.
The desert becomes his classroom.
Yeah.
And one of the biggest lessons, learning to listen. To your heart, not just your emotions, but that deep inner wisdom.
Right. The alchemist saying that your heart, it speaks the language of the soul of the world. It's about intuition, those gut feelings we talked about before.
And those omens come back into play here too, right? It's like Santiago's learning to read the signs, learning to trust.
And to embrace the detours, because sometimes those lead to something incredible, like his love story with Fatima, the desert woman.
Yeah, Fatma. Their connection is so strong because it's about supporting each other's dreams.
Yeah.
She gets him, she supports his journey, even if it means he might leave.
It's that true love, right? Love that empowers, it lets you go be your best self.
So he's learned to trust his gut, he's found love, he's on his path, but there's still a test coming, right?
The biggest one yet. He's come so far. But the soul of the world, as the alchemist says, will test you when you're closest. Not to break you, but to make you unbreakable.
So last time, we left off with Santiago facing his biggest test yet. The stakes are high.
Right. And this is where it gets really real. Because like we were saying, the soul of the world, it's not just going to hand you your dreams on a silver platter.
It tests you, makes you prove you're worthy. But Santiago, he rises to the challenge. And I love how Coelho uses that imagery of the desert wind.
Oh, yeah. That's powerful stuff. It's like he's finally understanding the language of the universe. He's not just speaking it, but he's mastering it.
And we can too, right? I mean, in our own ways. It's about finding your own wind and learning how to harness it.
Absolutely. Your talents, your passions, it's all there,
Uh-huh.
waiting to be discovered and unleashed. And then, of course, he finally reaches the treasure. Or at least that's what he thinks.
Right, and this is where Coelho throws in that final twist. Because it's not about the material stuff, it's about the journey, the transformation.
It's like that saying, the journey is the destination, right?
Totally. And I think that's something we can all maybe struggle with. Thinking happiness is about reaching some far off goal. But really, it's about appreciating the journey, right? The good, the bad, the lessons learned.
Exactly. And remembering those drops of oil on the spoon, the little joys along the way. But it's also interesting, right? He goes all the way to the pyramids, faces all these challenges, and where does he end up?
Back where he started, it makes you wonder, what if the real treasures were always right there?
Right under our noses.
Yeah.
It just took a journey across the world for Santiago to realize it. Maybe we all have our own journeys to make, our own treasures to uncover.
Maybe those treasures are closer than we think.
Hmm.
And on that note, we wrap up our deep dive into The Alchemist. Remember, your personal legend is out there. Listen to your heart, embrace the unknown, and who knows what you might find. Thanks for joining us.